Hi everyone, welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today I'm going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends X-Men Beast from the Caliban Build-A-Figure wave. If you want this guy and the rest of the wave, you can get him at Big Bad Toy Store, and there'll be a link in the description below. So on the back here, the bio reads, one of the original X-Men, Hank McCoy, is a genius whose mutant ability gives him a furry, blue, beast-like appearance. And then there we have everyone else in the wave. I have reviewed Gambit, and I will be getting to the others very soon. So let's get this thing opened up and take a closer look. And here we have Beast out of the packaging, and this figure is an absolute delight to pose. It really is. I get a massive Toy Biz vibe from the way this thing looks, but the way that this thing feels, it is so solid. And it's got some really good weight to it, with all of the articulation that are thrown at this guy and the interchangeable hands that I'll show you in a second as well. This thing comes together to form the best Beast figure ever made. Now, you might prefer the look of another Beast figure because, well, Beast has changed a lot over the years. Let's face it, he started out as, a regular looking human. Then he kind of mutated into a bigger, bulkier kind of human. And then at some point, he, transformed into something looking like this. But every artist that has drawn Beast has obviously given him a slightly different look, and he does kind of, morph and mutate over time as well, getting more and more Beast-like. So there's lots of different figures out there from lots of different cartoons, from lots of different comic series. There's a few other Toy Biz ones as well. I actually have a Toy Biz Beast, which I really do like. I can't remember what series Beast it is, but he's got, a closed mouth, and you can see the underbite. Is it underbite or overbite when the bottom sticks out? But, you got the two canine teeth sticking open. It looks fantastic for what it is. But this one is, I believe, a perfect representation of this era of Beast, which is kind of like your 90s, Jim Lee sort of style Beast. And it just looks phenomenal. It really seriously does. This guy has so much articulation. You can do so much with him. He's just epic. So this form of Beast is the one, where he's just wearing some kind of briefs down here. And the belt is actually a loose piece, so you can bring it up to cover that articulation if you want to, or you can keep it down. The paintwork isn't perfect. You can see a little bit of red on the side that shouldn't quite be there, but if you look at it head on, the X is painted really nicely. It's obviously yellow molded plastic, so you don't get that problem of kind of, yellow paint. Initially, I thought that the head sculpt for this guy, it didn't look kind of angry enough or beastie enough. I thought the expression was kind of blank. But looking at it in person, he does actually look like he's got a lot of anger and aggression, and looks like he is actually shouting and roaring, especially from the side. As soon as you turn it to the side, there is so much more anger. You can see how the entire face is angled along with the frown lines and everything. I do kind of wish they gave the eyes some pupils. That kind of sucks that he has no pupils, but they do still look very nice. It's actually silver, not white, so they do stand out quite a lot. As for the rest of the body, it's obviously all molded in the same blue plastic, besides these pieces, of course. And then it's got the black paintwork on there. It's not a wash, it's just sprayed in certain areas. You could give this like a kind of, I think a dark blue wash somewhere between the two would work great on all these areas with the fur. That would be really, well, when I say all the areas with the fur, everything's got fur. Even the lighter areas here, you can see does have the fur molded on still. I think a dark blue wash would really, maybe about this kind of color, would really, kind of bring out even more of the detail in this sculpt. But it's amazing, and I think most of the sculpt is new for the figure, if I'm not mistaken. Another reason why this guy gives me massive Toy Biz vibes. Look at this! He's got a toe hinge! Oh my god, there is very few Hasbro figures that get the toe hinge treatment, and wow. I'm so amazed and so happy that they did that for this figure. Also, you may have noticed another piece of articulation here, the butterfly joint. Can I just say, this is one of the best butterfly joints that I've ever seen. I mean, look at this. There are plenty of other figures that can bring the arms way, like, completely forward as well on the butterfly. This can't quite do that. But, I mean, obviously, the arms can come all the way around, but there are others that really seriously bring it across more. But for this figure, with the size of that chest and everything, and the size of those shoulders, the amount of articulation that you get, and the minimal amount of kind of, bad looks that you get from that movement is just incredible. It's one of the best looking and best working butterfly joints that I have ever seen on any Marvel Legends figure. That's incredible. But that's not all. He has interchangeable hands. So as you can see, he has two different kind of open yet kind of relaxed hands. This one looks like he's kind of holding something. I guess you could put something in this hand. You could maybe have him grabbing a pole or like a corner of a shelf or something and hang from something. I don't know. Maybe if you've got like a lamp or a light fitting or something, you might be able to hold onto the edge of. That'd be pretty sweet. This one is very much more open and relaxed. But if we swap this one out, basically on the right hand you have a fist, and on the left hand you have this complete flat open palm, which is the most amazing accessory that they could have given this beast. Now, Beast is very, very agile, and he often stands upside down on one arm. And as you can see here, very quickly, it's not going to take me that much time at all to pose him. There you go, there you go. He's moving a little bit, but I can work around that. It doesn't take you that long at all to get him into a pose where he can hold himself up. Almost. Come on, come on. I'm trying to do this really quickly, as you can see. But there you go, look. That didn't take me any time at all, and he is posed on one arm. That just goes to show the strength and durability of the mold, the fact that the joints are all nice and tight, and also just how incredible that is. Obviously, the hand does give you a very big surface area. It's basically, possibly even bigger surface area than what you get out of one of the feet. Obviously, it's not the most stable and sturdy thing. It also doesn't have a peg hole. If there was a peg hole in that hand, yes, it could have looked unsightly, but you wouldn't use it for anything else other than just putting down on the ground. It also means that you can get great poses, kind of like a Spider-Man pose where you got one arm down and then he's looking up, and you can do so much with the different interchangeable hands with this figure and the amount of articulation that you can get out of him. It's honestly, in my eyes, the perfect beast. He just looks incredible from every angle. The paintwork is amazing. The interchangeable hands means that you can actually pose him on one arm. That is epic. Yeah, definitely do love this guy. So, as for the rest of this guy's articulation, the head looks up and down and moves left and right. Shoulders come out to the side and move all the way around, as well as that amazing butterfly joint. Rotation at the upper part of the arm. Double jointed elbows, which do actually move a little bit more than 90 degrees, which is awesome for the big bulky mold. Rotation at the hands and then the hinge in and out. That's the same on them all. The torso is very interesting. We have the ball joint up at the top here for the rotation, so he moves at the diaphragm up here, a lot like many Builder figures. And then you also get a bit of movement forward and back on that as well. Most of the time, that would be it for that type of a movement. But then you also have the ab crunch in there as well. So you can really move him all the way back and really move him all the way forward. So they've found a way to really get all of that articulation out of such a big sculpt by splitting it up like that. But it doesn't look bad at all. It looks seamless and it's fantastic. And I love it. And obviously you can cover some of that articulation up with the belt if you want to move it up. So that works very well. Obviously underneath you can still see the same blue there. So that works really well. Down at the legs, then the hips move forward and back and all the way out to the side. Rotation at the upper part of the thigh, which is ratcheted. You have double jointed knees, which move all the way. You have a ratcheted foot that moves up and down in tiny, tiny little ratchets. It's fantastic. You have an awesome ankle pivot, and then you also have the epic toe hinge there as well, which can get you into a lot more epic poses for Beast. So I have to say, this thing is so cool. Now, overall stud up, this guy is, just over 7 inches, I believe. I don't actually have a measuring tape on me right now. That is my bad, but he is much taller and much bulkier than your standard Marvel Legends figure. And this guy just looks so amazing. Like I said, he has that kind of Toy Biz look to him with the shading that they've given him, with the toe hinge, and with the butterfly joints, but then you've got the newer kind of Marvel Legends, you know, better quality and really nice tight joints and just amazing sculpt work. And for me, it's definitely the best beast that has ever been made. You might, like I said, prefer the look of a different figure from a different form of beast, from a different comic or era, but in terms of, you know, the era that this is taking it from, and everything else taken into consideration, I think it's the best beast that has ever been made, and I 100% recommend that you pick it up. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. For more from me, check out the videos that are on screen right now and the links that are in the description below. For more Marvel Legends, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.